I want to take a moment of your time to introduce a remarkable 90-year young Native American woman, a member of the Nopscot tribe of Maine, living in the Tampa Bay area. An artist still exploring new ventures, teacher, world traveler, probation officer, seamstress, gardener, ran 40-plus road races, survived a heart attack, cervical cancer, and battles arthritis. This artist has produced many poems, short stories, books, and original paintings, made original jewelry, had 2 marriages. She has 4 children and 1 grandson. She is always looking forward to her next self-taught venture. She is such a creative dynamo. You might have met her and call her Joyce. Everyone does. But you might like to hear her complete name.
Marilyn Louise Joyce Kassanonkwas Newell.
Joyce is a graduate of the University of Tampa. It marked a significant point of her professional writing development. Still, her enduring fondness for her time there and her knowledge of its origins always surfaced, so she wrote a book about it. She is, however, first a writer. She feels it has always been just in her soul.
I just feel compelled to write. Wrote poetry off and on. Wrote the first poem about the hollyhocks my mother grew, and got into journalism when I went into college at the University of Tampa, and I was working for the newspaper, the Minaret, and the journalism fraternity, worked for a couple of ad agencies, learning how to be a copywriter and writing for newspapers and so on. The University of Tampa was first the Tampa Bay Hotel, built in 1891. It was a beautiful destination for the wealthy people back in early 1900, 1901 to about 1910, and it fell into disarray, the hotel. And eventually it was given to the city of Tampa. And when the University of Tampa started, they were a junior college at first, and they eventually leased the building from the city of Tampa for $1 a year. Then it became the University of Tampa eventually. 1933 it started, the year I was born. Last, I wrote a book about at the University of Tampa in the 1950s. Oh, it was a blast. The University of Tampa from 1952 to 1956. And I didn't even think about painting until after I had a heart attack. On a vacation to Oregon, I had a painting lesson in the backyard with my daughter's partner. We set up easels, sat under the weeping willow tree, and we painted. I joined the Life Enrichment Center for the Arts and sat with other adults on Wednesday mornings, and we all painted together and got advice from each other. And that's as much art instruction as I've had. And I decided I liked oil painting best, so I started with oils, and I painted on plywood first, and then eventually I moved to canvases. And after a few years, I was convinced to try acrylics. So now I usually paint mostly in acrylics.
On any given day, Joyce might be working on a new painting in her cozy art space. She has acquired an extensive library of her original paintings throughout her studio, which she gladly shares with visitors and reflects. Each piece holds a distinct memory of time, effort, and experience. Over the years, she has experimented with many different mediums, textures, colorations, and presentations. Her private creativity zone is adorned with a plethora of her works. She is always willing to challenge herself with different scenarios to keep her artistic edge keen. New adventures are what she looks forward to. You may find her writing creatively on the computer or learning new social media skills. She also enjoys the tranquility and pride of accomplishment of her many nurtured plants.
A dancing lady, it's called. Dancing lady is just beginning to bloom.
Gardening is a passion she maintains to keep a close connection to Mother Earth. This amazing woman has had extensive and exciting worldwide traveling experiences, which she cherishes and fondly recalls.
Traveling was always a very important aspect of my life. I loved traveling to the river cruises in Europe. They were wonderful, so different than people in the U.S. So it was wonderful to see the old world, the medieval castles and cathedrals and so on. It was great. I've traveled to all the states, and I've been to countries in Central America, climbed the Mayan ruins, and I wrote about them in one of my books.
Joyce has an interesting and somewhat unique approach to welcoming each new year.
Every year I look for a challenge. Instead of New Year's resolutions, I look for something new to try out that's challenging. The painting was one. Teaching jewelry classes, use the computer, the web. One year I decided I was going to do gourds.
She currently has several books on Amazon Books and Kindle. Rolling Thunder, Stomping Out Indifference. Joyce tells about the life of her father, his struggle in a white man's world, from uneducated 21-year-old Mohawk Penobscot Indian to well-respected sociologue and anthropology professorship. Escape to Alaska, a 15,770-mile driving personal adventure on the Alaskan Highway in Yukon Territory, going from Florida to Alaska with 80 photographs. Minaret Tales, life at the University of Tampa in the 1950s. Joyce recants her time at the University of Tampa. Poetic Paintings, reflections and contemplations of life's beginnings, endings, travels and dreams. Joyce relays life's tapestry of changes and dreams as depicted in her paintings and poetry. She shares tips for good living and her regime for good health.
You need to take good care of your body as much as you can. Honor your body, because it's the only one you have. So you have to give it good nutrition and take care of it, exercise. I take good care of myself. I have besides good genes, I've always been involved in exercise. 10 or 12 years I was a runner. Starting about age 42, 40 street races. My environment has been good. I try to eat well, and I meditate every night so that I can stay centered. So you have to keep yourself grounded, and that's the way I do it. There you have it.
She talks about her family composition.
I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers. I have 4 children. I have 2 daughters and 2 sons. I have 1 grandchild. He's 23. I'm happy to have at least one.
Joyce shares thoughts about her legacy.
I'd like to be remembered that I contributed as much as I could to the world, and not just sat around and watched television. It's been a very wonderful life, eventful life. 4 children that are all healthy and productive. I'm very proud of my 4 children. They're all senior citizens.